Life? Oh my god. No, man. I just like playing with competent DPS. And I find if I can control them, they're smarter than most that I group with.
How did you enjoy the lad? I did. Only as much as the thankfully.
It's not that I want to
Look for anything big
be a slave driver. It's that I just want to group with people that are intelligent. And I find that me, myself, and I make an excellent group.
Can I help you?
Let's see. Toss that. Let's see, what do last row? +1 mages, that doesn't help us now because we're using the Archmage. Whenever you cast a spell, sacrifice 5% of your current health to grant your minions haste and frenzy for a duration, 10-second cooldown. What is haste and frenzy? Haste is 30% increased movement speed. Frenzy is 20% increased attack and cast speed. So I would assume at max rank, this gives them 5 seconds of haste and frenzy with a 10-second cooldown. Wasn't it crit strike avoidance you wanted? Maybe? I don't know. Crit avoidance 100% or reduced extra crit damage. Minion crit strike multiplier, minion chill chance. Chill chance. Minion, increased minion cold damage. I wonder if I take this, if the ones that don't do cold damage would be able to start chilling things. I'm gonna put 1 point in this just to see if we start seeing chill on enemies. I'm curious. Because one way to interpret that is all your minions will start chilling even if they weren't. And another way to interpret that is that if they already had chill, the chance for it to land is higher now. And I'm not sure which one it is. I feel personally attacked by that statement, but also really can't really argue it. Oh my gosh. There was back in World of Warcraft when my I was guild leading, but this is before I was leading like server first and stuff. And there was one point in time where we were working on Mount Hyjal, if any of y'all did that, in Burning Crusade. I freaking love Mount Hyjal. It was such a fun raid. And also, you know, it was a reenactment of a level in Warcraft 3, and I loved Warcraft 3, so that was extra fun. And we were at Archimond, the final boss. And we had a 25 man, no, actually, I don't remember what the max raid grew. Okay, let's say that the max raid size was like 25 at that time. All right, let's just go with that for this story, because I can't remember. And we had maybe 10 really, really good people. And we had 15 raiders, right? And we're going and we're going and we're going and we're going. And someone started some drama. I don't remember what it is. And then I got mad trying to talk back to them. And we went back and forth. And dude, I was like a teen at the time. And I was not very tactful, chat. And at one point, I freaking yelled at this guy. And this is in front of the whole raid. I was like, if we had 24 more of me, this boss would be dead. And it got real quiet. And even then, I was like, nothing I said there was nothing wrong with that. But I was like, the way they're acting, there was something wrong with that. And there was this one gal that was in the group named Jessica. And I specifically remember Jessica was like, Muck, that's not cool. And I was just like, ugh. And then we proceeded to, like, later on, to kind of prove a point, because, you know, obviously we hadn't had enough drama yet. We took the 10 people that were really competent, and we went in there. And this is a 25-man boss, whatever it was. And we take the 10 smart ones in the next day, and we try the boss. And with the 25 people, it was like we got the boss down to 50%, and it took 10 minutes. With 10 people, we got the boss down to 50%, but it took like 20 minutes because our DPS was lower. But we got him to the same amount of health with 15 less people because they were doing the mechanics correctly. And I was like, see? And like, as if, like, I don't know what I was trying to do here. Maybe I was trying to get them all to quit. I have no idea, because it wasn't like, this isn't the way to make people improve. I know that now. But young me was like, yeah, they'll get better if I show them how absolutely stupid they are. This is a great plan. Very tactful. That was the last raid that guild ran. No, we kept going. We kept going. Whelps handled it, 52. No, man, dude, I almost never, dude, I never got to the level of that guy. That guy was infamous and a psychopath. But yeah, that day, man, oh man, I lost it. I remember there was a fight, I don't remember who it was. There's a pit lord, and you fight him before Archimond. And he puts a mechanic on people where they're basically like a walking bomb. And I remember I was doing damage. I was a warlock at the time, and I'm doing damage, and I'm doing like call-outs because I was the raid leader. And there's this one dude, and I see him, and I'm like, Billy, what are you doing? And it's like, let's say this is the boss, and this guy is doing this. He's like circling the arena. And I'm like right here where my face is, and he has the bomb. Boom! And he kills me. And I'm like, Billy! I'm like, what are you doing? And dude, chat, this was before like YouTube or anything. He's like, I'm filming a video. I was like, woo! And then like he posted it for no one. He posted it on like the guild forums later. Like, oh, here's a recording. I'm like, hey, look, at timestamp 2:45, you could see where you blew me up. And he's like, oh yeah, I did, I guess. I didn't even realize. I'm like, I did. I freaking did. He was acquiring his target. Oh my god.
It is done then?
Locking on.
No, not yet. I think that's okay.
Okay, let's see. We got the mortar, we got that thing, we got that thing. You can summon more mages, that doesn't help. Poison. Attack and cast speed, frenzy. Maybe we'll get the teleport people with me thing. Well-documented muck murder. Another crazy memory I've got from that time period is that was around the time Zul Amon came out. And Zul Amon had this had these things called bear runs. And basically, if you could clear the whole instance within a timer that was extremely tight, a guaranteed mount would drop called the Amani Warbear. And someone could keep that mount forever. And it did, and eventually they took it out of the game, so it was like a, you know, prestigious thing to get it. And we were working on the bear runs, and there was, the final boss had like 5 phases. Like every 20%, he did a phase change. So from like, you know, at 80, 60, 40, 20. So he had 5 phases. And if you find him, in one of the phases, I forget what the phase was called, because each one was inspired by an animal. But one of the phases, he basically summoned a storm. And during the storm, for every spell you cast, you took a flat, like, 50 damage or something. So if you were machine gunning abilities, you would rip yourself apart. Okay? And at the time, I was playing this build I had made up on Warlock that, like, everyone at that time on Warlock was playing a build called Destro Sac. And basically it was destruction, sacrifice. And what it was you would sacrifice your pet, and your pet would be gone, so you Warlock without a pet, but it would give you like a flat 15% damage boost. And then you just spammed Shadow Bolts. Now I was doing what my guild called AFSAC, like Aflac. I was doing AFSAC, which was Affliction Sacrifice. So I sacrificed Pet for the damage boost, but then I was spamming Drain Life, which did slightly less damage than Shadow Bolt spam, but I was healing myself for like 1,000 health per second. So I could stand in anything. I was the tankiest person there other than the tank. And on that phase, with the constant you cast spells, you take damage crap, I remember that I was able to just go nuts. I didn't have to slow down at all. I didn't have to ease off the gas pedal. And there was this one mage that we raided with that was a major, like, huge ego, you know? Like, his big raging DPS. And he was very quick to, like, call people out if he thought that they were somehow inconveniencing him and blah, blah, blah. And honestly, we let him get away with a lot because he was always, like, top of the meters. It wasn't right, but it was like, we were like, oh man, if we kick this guy, we cannot kill some of these bosses. Because this guy is carrying hard. And so we let him get away with way more than we should have. And I remember on that fight, he would get so tilted because he would be just like, let's say he was like here and I was here. And then that phase would happen where he had to ease off the gas pedal and I would stay there and he would start dropping. And it would just make him blow a goddamn blood vessel. He would freak out. Like, he'd be yelling at the healers for not healing him enough so that he could keep machine gunning spells and stuff like that. And I was just... Because, like, I was always doing, like, 90% of the damage he did, but I was healing myself for all of it. And so in that situation, he had to stop or he would kill himself. And the healers are like, you are draining all our mana, you freaking deadbeat, stop casting. And he would just be so tilted about it. Ow. I don't know what Crimson Waves does, but it friggin' hurt. Oh, I can just pour back to town for this. Mike, I know you don't like guides, but if you're so interested in A-Bomb build, there's a build in Icy Veins you can check. Alright, if I get there. Probably not going to get to that point before Janther comes out. Because we just got tomorrow, which is Mutiny Monday. And then Janther's the very next day.
I suppose
Maybe once we get back.
Now they're no better.
Once I get back, like I'm flying off to Tyrio, chat.
Between two evils.
Oh, I forgot to actually see if that was working. Alright, for now, Borhint. Tomorrow's snail day. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta change up what we're doing. So I got my butt kicked so much last week that I didn't even upload it to Mukluk Plays. I was like, no one wants to watch this. It was just like dead, reload, dead, reload, dead, reload, dead, 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 dead. It's like, okay, this project's not working out. It's a death montage with no music. Hi. What brings you to my lair? It's your bedtime? It's a bit early, isn't it? Oh, you don't feel good? Okay. Alright, chat. Hold on just a moment. I have to visit the boy. I will be right back. You guys keep me safe. That's how you know a kid's really not feeling good, chat. They're like, I don't feel good. I'm gonna go to bed early. That's, okay. You might be home from school tomorrow. Or what, how you really know they're not faking it is when you go to wake them up and they're like, I don't feel good. And you're like, hey, this is not a school day. You're not getting out of school by doing this. And they're like, yeah, I know. And then it's like, okay, call the doctor. It's the real deal. Why is Ventrilo still a thing? Is Ventrilo still a thing? We used to use it all the time back in the day. It was basically either you join a guild and they were either using Ventrilo or TeamSpeak. And, you know, now it's Discord, but back then it was one of the two of those. Loving the ability to tell all the minions to focus fire or something to take out these spawners. Because otherwise, it was going to take them an eternity to eventually get to them. I used Vent and EQ1. I did go to some raids in EverQuest 1, but they either weren't using voice or they didn't invite me. To be fair, I was like a young teen at the time. I was probably pretty annoying compared to like the average age of the guild I was in. Okay, Empower. Ow. He died quick, but he socked me twice. Popped a potion both times. What were you playing last Monday? Usual Riftbreaker? We did Riftbreaker, and I tried... What was it? Fungal Forest on 200%. And I got, like, the week before, I had managed to do Tropical on 300... Okay, let me explain this. So, Riftbreaker has different difficulties, right? Like, there's easy, normal, hard, and then brutal. I've gotten good enough that I can pretty reliably win on brutal. So then we tried what was called, like, brutal 200%. And that meant it's brutal, but 200% number of enemies. So we're doubling all the enemies, and they're smart, okay? I managed to beat the Tropical map, which is the easiest map, on brutal 300%. So then I was like, all right, guys, why don't we start trying to up my skill on the other maps? So we went to I let them vote, and they voted Fungal Forest, which is one of the newer ones, and in my opinion, one of the more challenging maps. And on Fungal Forest, I was like, okay, I've beaten it on brutal 100, you know, just brutal, so I'm gonna try brutal 200% on this map. And I tried brutal 200 on it, and it was like a death montage. Like they steamrolled my base, were on my respawn, and I was like, spawn dead, spawn dead, spawn dead, spawn dead. It was crazy. I was like, yo, guys, I'm freaking just getting more, like, I am getting humbled right now. This is awful. So yeah, I didn't even save the footage because there was like nothing entertaining about it.
I can't complain about that offer. You ready to head out there? The Scalebane were never meant to be common thugs.
So yeah, I'm totally up for trying 200% on another map, but I think Fungal Forest or Volcanic need to be out until I figure out some more tricks.
Makes me sick to see them exploit our people like this.
I'm sure Nox could do something with it. Zarek Future Giant Worm, wait. Oh! That guy turns into Spy Masters. Oh, that's right! Freaking time travel. Wibbly wobbly. Timey wimey. Yeah, so earlier when we were in the end time, we fought Spy Master Zarek, and it was a giant worm. And now we're back in the past, and we just saved Zarek from a cage. I didn't even put two and two together that those were the same being. I do love the whole plot twist of when you first get to the point where you can, like, assassinate the Emperor, and the random lady's just like, now, throw the spear! And you're like, whose side are you on? And she's like, where's the spear? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh god! And then you realize that, like, from her point of view, she's known you for a while. From your point of view, you've never met her. Because you're crossing each other at different points in time. And she thinks it's time to assassinate the Emperor, and you're just like, what is going on? Mug don't need no story. No. I listened to every bit of text through this game, the first time I played through it. This is my third playthrough, so yes, I am blasting through it now. But yeah, I remember enough that I will say I enjoyed the story and it's good. Like Path of Exile, I've played 2,000 hours. I don't know what the hell's going on in that game. Love that game. Wonderful game. I don't think they do a great job at storytelling. I think that is something that they could do better on if they wish to pursue that. But it's a hugely successful game, even with that weakness, with that failing. We play for the loot, not the story. Like I said, it's got a very successful following, even with that. First half is revenge, second half is because revenge kill gods. Yeah.
It eludes.
Change is coming.
Troy says, okay guys, thinking subs or tacos for midnight snack, but I'm sort of lazy, so subs might be ordered, I think. Are you ordering either way, or do you already have the tacos?
Too long have we all been bound by the chains of
Can I
fate.
help you?
I will shatter them.
That reminds me of that dumb joke where someone's like, are you more of a sub or a dom? And the other person's like, Domino's, I guess? I don't go to Subway that much. I don't really see why you'd put them in the same category.
No one is permitted. The temple is closed.
Was it just me? You? I am not sure if we can trust this friend of yours, but I trust you.
Let's see. That's for mate now. We're gonna toss that. Where's the purple stuff? There it is. I don't remember if there's any recipes that I could use these for, but I'm gonna keep these here just in case. Is this max level? Yes, it is. All right. What do we got? Plus 4% block chance, plus 4% endurance, chance to slow attackers, and more healing effectiveness. But this has 58% reduced damage taken from crits. So I think we keep that one. What is this? 100% of javelin damage converted to lightning, 100% of bleed and ignite converted to electrify. This is just for when you really want to zap somebody. Can I change the name of a tab? Keys. Nice! You can! Oh, that's wonderful. I love that. Idols. Is that a picture of idols? I think it is. Let's see. Okay.
Can I help you?
Okay.
Stay safe, traveler.
Good to go.
I overheard you. What? You've still corrupt. It's and hey, if you're looking for a little detour before you dispose.
All right. So the lower district. I feel the last time I went to Arby's for Meat Mountain, they had no idea what I was talking about. Sad day. The Meat Mountain. There's not... Okay, I like Arby's. I have not been in a long time. There's none near me. I live kind of in the boonies. Like, I live in an area where there's just tons of built-up neighborhoods, you know? And then it's like a 15-minute plus drive just to, like, get to a grocery store. Like, it's just massive residential area, but like there's no grocery store or like, you know, market or anything near here, so it's a bit of a drive. But the area with the closest grocery store and fast food and stuff has a few things. There's McDonald's and Wendy's and stuff like that. There's no Arby's. I do love Arby's. I would always get, I'm a simple man, chat. I'd get a regular roast beef, or maybe a large roast beef, and just nothing on it except the roast beef. I love that. I get a large chocolate shake. Oh my god. Their chocolate shakes are fantastic. And really, we come down to the only choice, chat. Depending on the day, I'd get the triangle squares, 2 of them, or the mozzarella sticks. Now, I know a lot of people are believers in their curly fries, but those two are what fight for my heart. The mozzarella sticks at Arby's or the potato triangles. Those are fighting for my heart. Yeah, haven't had that in a long time. Have you had the chocolate cake shake at Portillo's? I've never heard of a Portillo's, so no, I have not. Yeah, my wife actually asked me, oh my god, hold on. And my wife, I just lost 90% of my health from this thing hitting me. Ow. My wife asked me today, she's like, yo, your birthday's next week. I'm like, I'm aware. And she's like, do you want a birthday cake? And I'm like, because it's different as an adult, chat. It's like, yeah, I want cake. I want cake every day of the week. But I'll get fat, and I have to buy it. I have to pay for it. My parents aren't buying me cake anymore. I gotta buy the cake. So she's like, you want a cake? And I'm like, I'll get back to you. Like, I gotta pay for my own cake. You have no fizz res? Well, I'm still in the leveling process. Our gear is changing, like, often, so yeah, I'm not... Like, the stats are not great right now. Yeah, typically, I try to get to the point where my gear is no longer changing rapidly before I start, like, fiddling with resistances and stuff. Until then, I just kind of do what I can. Go for cheesecake. If I'm getting myself a birthday cake, if I decide to get it, I'm gonna get my favorite kind of cake. And I do enjoy cheesecake. That's not what we'd be getting, though. Hold on. Let me see if I can find an image. Alright. This is the closest one I can find to my favorite. Now, this one is mint. I will eat mint, but that's not my favorite. This is an ice cream cake. That much is cake, that much is ice cream, and then there's a layer of icing on top of it. It is so bad for you. You can get these at like Baskin Robbins and places like that. I'll usually get like chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream for like that. But it's like, yeah, it's like icing, ice cream, and just like a little bit of cake on the bottom. You have to keep it in the freezer. Take it out like a few minutes before you serve it. That's my favorite. If I'm like, yeah, I want a cake for my birthday, that's what I want. I've never had a better cake. Buttercream icing, by the way. Is the bottom cake or brownie? Cake. The bottom is chocolate cake. Good for the tongue? Yes. Find the Scalebane hideout.